Hey guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the North Face Borealis Backpack, which is a really solid 28-liter kind of all-purpose bag. And I've seen these all over the place when I've walked around different cities and campus, and so I've been curious to try it out for a while and see what all the hype was about. And after testing this out for a few weeks, I can definitely understand why this bag has become so popular. It has a really solid build quality, it's been very comfortable to wear, I really like the organizational layout that it has, and it also comes with an impressive amount of space. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, as far as the overall aesthetic, this is definitely what I would expect a North Face bag to look like. So to me, this is an aesthetic that I'm not super crazy about, but I don't have any huge issues with it. It's just a little bit busy for my particular taste. It has a lot of straps going on the outside, so it has a very functional look, and it still feels like it's gonna blend in pretty well into a bunch of different environments, whether you're using this for school, for walking around the city, taking it into the office, or even for going outdoors on a hike. And then the bag is offered in a ton of different color combinations. The version that I have here is kind of a gray and black version, but it also comes in all black, and then just a variety of nice colors that you can check out on the North Face site. And then moving into the materials, the bag has a solid build quality. I've used a few North Face bags over the years and they've all held up very well. So on the outside, this has a really nice 600D polyester that feels like it's gonna hold up well to rougher usage while not being super heavy. And then the bag also has some really nice YKK zippers all throughout that seem to also offer a nice amount of weather resistance. And then continuing along the outside, the bag has a lot going on here. So there's some attachment points on the front. You have this webbing here that's going to be great for attaching accessories with something like a carabiner, which is what I currently have here. This is my hero clip that I like to use to hang my bag up and to just clip on additional things that don't fit on the inside of the bag. And so you have 2 rows of that webbing, and then you also have this bungee cord on the front that you can use to kind of tighten the pack down when it's not as packed out, and it also works for holding anything larger that doesn't fit on the inside of the bag. So if you have something like a yoga mat or maybe a bigger jacket that you want to just have quickly accessible, you can just kind of toss it in here and really tie it down nicely. And then I was really happy to see that on the outside you have 2 external water bottle pockets, and they have a nice amount of space. Currently what I have in this one here is the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos, and that fit in there really comfortably. I like that the pockets have this elastic mesh material so that you can hold something a little bit thicker, and then they also have a good depth so that whatever you put in here doesn't kind of tip out accidentally. And then on top of the water bottle pockets, you also have these additional compression straps that are going to be great for securing anything that's a little bit taller. So if you put something like a tripod, for example, and then it's also nice to have these to just compress the bag down when it's not quite as packed out. And then at the top, you also have a really well padded and comfortable handle that's going to be great for picking the bag up off the ground or for holding it when you don't want to wear it on your back. And then jumping into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 28 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. It works very well for day-to-day use, so I was easily able to hold everything that I normally carry with me, but I like that it had some leftover space in case I wanted to take some gym clothes, or for students, this is going to be really good for holding books and binders. And then this bag does tend to stick out a little bit more when it's packed out, but it's still not so much that it would be uncomfortable to use in a more crowded city or to jump onto public transit. And then a really cool thing about the Borealis backpack is that it's actually offered in a women's specific version that's a little bit smaller, coming in at 27 liters. And then moving into the straps and the back paneling, this is an area where the bag really shines in my opinion. This is one of the most comfortable bags that I've tested out. I really love how the harness system has been implemented. The straps have an awesome amount of padding. It's really soft and comfortable right out of the box. And then on the inside, it has this meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. And I really like that the straps also have a nice width to help prevent them from digging into your shoulders when the bag is a little bit more packed out. And then on top of that, the straps also have a nice adjustable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And then down at the bottom, we also have a very simple waist strap, and I'm not really crazy about the implementation here. It's just a very thin strap. It doesn't have very much padding, or it doesn't really feel like it helps when the bag is more packed out. So I really like that this is fully removable, but it's nice that this was also included with the bag for anybody that does prefer to have a little bit of extra help from something like this. And then moving on to the back paneling, this has also felt really, really comfortable. I love the padding that's been used here. It's very dense. and soft, and it has the same meshy material that we saw on the straps to add a nice amount of breathability. And there's a lot of padding that's well distributed all throughout the back, so you have a really nice amount of support down in the lower back area and a very solid frame sheet to help distribute the weight. And then I really like how much elevation has been added for the padding to create these air channels to help with airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a lot of really nice pocketing all throughout. So first up, you have a very nice quick access pocket here near the top, and I really like how it has this lip that comes over the zipper to help add some additional weather resistance. And so opening this up, a nice amount of space here. I really like how much this compartment comes up to give you some flexibility with what you can store in there. And so what I currently have here is my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case, and then I also threw in my Apple AirPods Pro. And so taking a look at the inside, I really like that this has this very soft kind of microfiber lining that's going to help add some additional protection from scratching if you want to place something like a phone or your sunglasses in here without a case. And then behind that, you have a larger kind of admin area that has some nice internal organization. And so this opens up pretty wide so you can get a good view of everything that's on the inside. And I really like that this compartment is a little bit deeper. It goes down about halfway on the bag, so you can still place some larger accessories in here pretty easily. And it also has a pretty good amount of volume. And so just floating down near the bottom, I put some of the larger items that I normally carry with me. So I have my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. And then I also threw in my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. But then on the inside of this compartment, you have some nice pocketing. So first up on the back, you have a larger kind of slip pocket that's going to be great for holding something like a tablet. So currently what I have in here is my iPad mini 2, and you can see that that fits in there comfortably. I do think you'd be able to place maybe a full-size 9 or 10-inch tablet, but it might be a little bit more of a tight fit with the top of the bag. And this pocket here isn't really lined with any sort of soft microfiber like we saw in the compartment on the front, which would have been a nice addition, but it does feel like a good area to be able to reach your tablet quickly. And then in front of that, you have a larger kind of zipper compartment that's going to be great for holding any items that you don't want kind of floating around this compartment. So in here, I threw in a lightning cable to charge my phone and my tablet, and then I also have a simple deck of cards. And then the last thing in this area, you also have this lanyard that has a little plastic clip that's going to be a great spot to attach something like your keys or a multi-tool. And then moving on to the front of this area, you have a variety of slip pockets. So on the left, you have a few small slots that's going to be great for holding smaller items such as a stylus or a pen, which is what I currently have here, and then just a simple nail clipper. And then next to that, you also have a mesh slip pocket that's going to be a little bit larger. So this may be a great spot to put something like maybe a small battery bank or some cables. I chose to leave this empty just because there's so many other pockets throughout the rest of the bag. And then all the way on the right, you have a slightly larger slip pocket that's going to be great for holding something like a mouse or even something like your phone. A really nice thing about this pocket in particular is that it also has this soft kind of fleece lining to help add that protection against scratching. So just a really nice variety of pockets in this area, and I really like how easy it makes it to kind of find all of your stuff while you're running around throughout the day. The next area that we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment. And so this has an externally accessible compartment. It's a top loading area here, and I really like how easy it is to get in and out of this compartment. So if you're traveling and you need to grab your laptop quickly to go through TSA, you can just reach down and grab it. And the implementation here is pretty good. There's a nice amount of padding throughout the compartment, and I really like that this area is suspended to keep your laptop protected if you happen to place your bag down a little bit harder, and it has plenty of space. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, but you could definitely fit a 15 or 16-inch laptop in here very comfortably. And so pulling my laptop out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, and I really like that this comes up a pretty decent amount if you happen to have a thicker device. And there's no sort of fleece lining on the inside, which would have been a nice addition, but I do like that on the back you can really feel just how padded it is. It has a sort of gel-like padding here that feels really nice and makes me feel like my device is going to be very well protected throughout the day. And then if you do want to use this bag for a hike, it's nice that this is also hydration bladder compatible. So you can toss in a hydration bladder, and then it has this little opening near the top where you can pass a nozzle through so that you can have some water while you're walking around outdoors. And then the last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment. And so this is a top loading bag, but I like how wide this opens up so that you can easily see everything that's on the inside. And again, this is a 28-liter bag, so a ton of space in this main area. And I really like the more simple layout that it has. That's what makes it great for holding bulkier items. So you can see here At the top, I have some leftover space with my normal EDC items if I wanted to toss in a change of clothes to go to the gym or maybe a lunchbox. And this is what's really gonna make this a great bag for college students in particular. And so jumping in, what I currently have here is my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then moving down near the bottom, I have a few pouches. So I have my Bellroy Classic pouch that has some of my smaller kind of dongles and tech accessories. And then I also have a small Maxpedition pouch that has some of my EDC items. And then behind that, at the bottom, I also have a full-size Moleskine notebook. And then the last thing that I currently have here is my Levitate portable standing desk, which fits in there very easily. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. So no sort of internal organization here, just a really big, simple bucket of space. So I love this layout. You can see just how much the bag comes up. And so because of the size of the bag, of course, I'm gonna wanna see how this works for minimal travel. So what I'll go ahead and do is toss in my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube, and that fits in there really easily. And then I can toss in an additional pair of shoes. Here are some Toms, which I take with me on pretty much every trip, so I can just toss those in here. And then there's some leftover space at the top if I wanted to toss in something like my Air Dot kit. And so with those items, that's normally what I need for about a week of travel, and I'm able to close that up really easily. And then the bag isn't overly packed out, so I can still use all the other compartments. And this is gonna be just a really nifty minimal travel bag. I like that it doesn't get that big, so it's still gonna be very easy to carry on to pretty much any domestic or international airline. So just a really versatile size and layout all throughout. I love how well thought out everything is. And if you're looking for a durable and comfortable bag that you're gonna be able to take into pretty much any environment, and it's gonna come in at a very reasonable price, then this is gonna be a great option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a really great experience testing out the Borealis backpack over the past couple of weeks. The bag has been really comfortable to wear, it has a solid build quality, I really like its organizational layout, and it also has an impressive amount of space. And so you can currently purchase this on the North Face site or other sites like Amazon, Zappos, or Backcountry for about $90, but the price is going to vary a little bit depending on the color combination that you're looking for. And I was actually able to snag this one here for about $66, which is a really incredible value in my opinion for a bag of this caliber. But even at that $90 price point, it's still going to compare very well to other similar bags in that price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag that this made me think of was the North Face Caban, which we looked at a while back. And that was another very solid everyday bag offering from the North Face. The big difference with that one is that it has a much sleeker and more modern style. So it's gonna maybe fit in better into an office setting. And it just had a little bit more of a simpler layout as well, but I really liked the overall look of that bag and the pocketing that it had. It's not gonna be able to hold quite as much as this. And the biggest difference with that one is I didn't really like the harness system quite as much, but if you don't mind the harness system on that one and you want something with a more modern look, then that's still gonna be a great option to check out. The next bag this made me think of is the Patagonia Refugio, which we looked at really recently, and that also has kind of an outdoorsy aesthetic and a similar size. And Patagonia is a really popular brand that makes some very well-made bags that are gonna hold up well. And to me, this bag is gonna be a little bit more comfortable, and I like the organizational layout just a bit more. But the Patagonia Refugio is going to be slightly lighter, and it's also made out of some recyclable material. So if you like Patagonia and their style of bag, then that's going to be a great option to check out. Another bag this made me think of is the Fjallraven Raven 28, which has been one of my favorite all-purpose bags that we've featured on the channel. It has a great amount of space. Like this bag, it has some really awesome pocketing. Now that one's not going to be quite as comfortable as this bag here, but I really like the more kind of traditional aesthetic that has. So if you're looking for something with that type of style that's still going to offer the space and organizational layout of this bag here, then that's going to be one of the best options to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Tortuga Set Out Laptop Backpack, which is one of my favorite kind of all-purpose bags. It works very well for EDC or minimal travel, and I really like the simple look that bag has. It also has a solid organizational layout, and I really like that that's a clamshell style bag to make it easy to pack out when I want to use it for a trip. And that's also going to be one of the bags that has a harness system that's as comfortable as this bag here. Now that one's going to come in at a little bit of a higher price point, but if you're looking for something that has that clamshell style opening and it's just going to work very well for all different environments, then that's going to be a really solid option to keep in mind. And then if you have a little bit of a higher budget, the last option that I'll mention here is the Air Tech Pack 2, which has been one of my favorite daily bags that's been released recently. And that has a really modern and sleek aesthetic. It's gonna work great in a more professional setting, and I really like the organizational layout on that bag. And it also has a little bit more of a rugged build than this. It has that ballistic nylon on the outside that's gonna offer tons of weather resistance and durability. And that bag's gonna come in at a higher price point at closer to around $200. But it's gonna offer tons of great protection for your tech and a really comfortable carry. So if you're looking for something that's gonna work maybe a little bit better for an office setting, then that's gonna be a great option to take a look at as well. With that being said, the North Face Borealis holds up really well against all those bags, and if you're looking for a very solid kind of all-purpose bag that's gonna offer a very comfortable carry, plenty of space, and a really nice organizational layout, then this is gonna be a fantastic option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Borealis backpack and how it compares to a lot of the other kind of really versatile, larger everyday carry bags that we featured on the channel. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out in the future, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. And if you guys found this video helpful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.